I don't want to do that.
Well, don't do that. And we will leave it up to everybody's imagination what it is that we just said that we don't want to do.
Exactly.
When we go live. I'm making a couple of adjustments here. I think my lighting might be too bright. And I don't want to wash everything out. Are we can everybody see the two gents? Oh, my Norton antivirus isn't liking that. David, I can't hear you.
Okay, sorry, I was muted.
Now I can hear you.
Any funny sounds? Any fizzles? You hear anything?
It sounds good to me.
Okay, great. Excellent. We had audio issues earlier.
We did. It was funny when we did the test. I brought David on backstage, and you know when you pop the top on a 7-Up can and it goes psst, or Aspen, for those of you who remember. Aren't you mad they don't make Aspen anymore?
Tab, Aspen.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we had sometimes wires get crossed and you get all kinds of things, but I don't hear the fizz now. Do our listeners hear any fizz? Hello?
I don't think they hear anything.
Okay. David, entertain everybody. Get up and do a dance or something. I have to do something here.
Well, I'm going to remove this coat. I have braces on or suspenders. So
you do have braces.
Show those on.
Wait,
why not?
Wait a minute now. We did not see what kind of coat that you had on.
The coat?
Yeah. Are you wearing Harris tweed tonight?
I'm wearing a tweed. It's a nice little number from a local haberdasher.
Very sharp. Very, very sharp. Welcome everyone who is here. You know, it always takes us just a minute to make sure.
And plus we want to give everyone time to grab a drink, a snack, settle in.
Oh, I'll tell you, I am in and out. I just got home.
You had a long day. It sounds like you had a really long day.
I was not going to go thrifting today. I had other stuff to do, and I went live a minute ago, so everybody doesn't want to hear me say that again. But I tried to get from the home and garden shop back onto the highway, and you couldn't get on the ramp, and I had to keep going. And I said, well, there's a thrift shop 10 miles down the road. Why not? Well, you know what happened? From 9 o'clock in the morning, it went until 5 o'clock at night. And I did like 2 states over the river. So it turned
I did not wear this to work. Karen asked if I wore this to work. No, I did not.
It's very sharp. Hello, Jersey Ann. Oh, she said we were 2 hunky guys, David.
2 hunky guys.
I'll take it. You feel underdressed? Well, go and put a. No, you. What are you wearing? No, that doesn't sound right.
He's wearing denim on denim. He's wearing a Canadian tuxedo.
Well, we're actually here to do a live sale tonight, everyone. And David, you started it. So why don't you tell everybody who came up with the idea? Was it you or Tammy?
It was Tammy's idea. She thought it would be really fun if you and I could get together, and because, you know, my eye is a little different from hers. I show a little deco. I love some things that you would find in a like your dad's office or my band. A band teacher I had in middle school. A little story I told last month. His office was it looked like a gentleman's club. He had his eyeglasses set so. He had really nice worn leather catch-all that was probably from World War II, where he played in the band, actually, one of the bands, actually. And his pipe was just so on a deco stand. It was beautiful. He had wood everywhere, an old, gorgeous desk. And, that's what I kind of draw to, just certain items. And then items that you wouldn't normally associate with a desk, that something has been repurposed. I'll have, just as a preview, I have something like that is industrial, but you can find another use for it. Like I found another use on my desk, but I won't give that away. That's just a little teaser. You have to stick around to see what I'm talking about.
But you are selling it tonight, whatever it is.
But I'm selling it. Yes, I'm selling it. And is it fancy? No. Is it to me it's cool. I'm looking at it now. It's got old patina. It was set in someone's grandpa's garage or Uncle John's garage, and it's been sitting there. But I repurposed these for my use, for my interest, that it wasn't designed for, but just to give another perspective and give something that's been discarded new life. And for me, that's kind of the fun of it.
So it was Tammy's idea, and then you hosted me. You invited me, and we did it on your channel a month ago.
Right.
And
we would try to do it on our channel. The thing is, Tammy had her little Galentine's gathering, and we didn't want to overlap using the same channel. Like how I didn't want to pressure her to end what she was doing in order to get this going. So we decided it'd be easier to let you host this month so that I wouldn't overlap on using our channel.
So it was suggested that we do this weekly. No way.
No.
We've decided on once a month.
Once a month,
and then we'll sort of tell you in advance when we're going to do it. Just once a month, the guys will get together on a Monday night and sell some stuff.
Exactly.
So, welcome everyone who is here. We're so glad you're here. And if you get a chance to give a thumbs up, and I have to appreciate a subscriber, a friend who sent me an email and said, Scott, when you say that, you have viewers who, when you say don't forget to give a thumbs up, a lot of them were typing the thumbs up in the chat and didn't really know what that meant. So the thumbs up means if you're on your computer and you're watching us, I think just right below us, you'll see a thumb with a number. Right now it's at 103, and we got almost 300 people in there. So it means,
oh, wow.
It means click that thumb, right? I'm going to click it. All right, we just went to 209. So that's what the thumbs up means. And when you do that, don't worry, nothing happens. I mean, you're not going to get somebody trying to sell you meat and cheese at your doorstep tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock in the morning. So it just helps the videos and it helps the channel. So thank you, everyone. We just jumped right to 141. So thanks, folks. Now, will you tell us that, David, will you introduce Vinny? And I guess Vinny will give, why don't you give the lowdown and then we'll get started.
Well, yeah, this is, I guess, what we would call housekeeping. So for those who are not familiar, then Scott will either be shipping from New Jersey or Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, depending on where he's at. I will be shipping from Texas. And if you, I think most of the items, are you going to be doing offer up bidding?
I am.
Okay. For the most part, I'll be doing the same. So everyone's internet is a little different. So you need to, if you're interested, bid. Make sure you're in live chat so that you're caught up. And if you can, if you seem to be behind, refresh your browser and get back in and make sure, because there are lags in different areas depending on your internet. And if you haven't subscribed, feel free to subscribe. The email address that's below me, Vintage Uprising Texas, it's the same as the channel name as well. So that's where you would email me if you purchase from me. And then you would, of course, if you purchase from Scott, oldcuriosityshop99@gmail.com.
And
And I think we're going to have Vinny moderate for us as far as calling who wins. And I believe if we can, Karen was going to be kind enough to put the stops for us. So any bid received after the stop does not count. You want to get your bid in before the stop. And Vinny will call who the winner is.
And I apologize because I didn't put my email in I need to remember to do that. Shipping is not included, and we use Pirate Ship to ship it as economically as possible.
Correct.
But you've got to email us so that we can send you an invoice. For me, you don't have to do it tonight. I'm not messing with invoices tonight. I'll do it tomorrow. So you can always email me tomorrow morning or tomorrow when you get home from work at oldcuriosityshop99@gmail.com. And I know Vinny will stick that in there, and I appreciate
he has.
a round of applause for the Vin and for the Karen, the Vin and the Karen. Also, last thing, and then we'll get started. Unlike a live auction, when an auctioneer is watching, you can place a bid 1 second before the auctioneer slams the hammer. In this case, if you see something that you really like, it's not advisable to bid during the countdown because of the lag. You might miss out. So we're not trying to trick you into buying anything that you don't want or spending too much money, but get those bids in sort of before the countdown. It's almost too late as we're counting down. Okay, should we sell? David, you go first.
Okay, just to let everyone know, just to be as efficient as possible, Scott's not going to drag the camera to where I go large, he goes large. We're just going to kind of keep this split screen.
I think so.
So first off, I have little notes. So just in case, because I want to go directly in order. So if I look off camera, I'm just looking at my notes. So first of all, I have a pair of Art Deco oak and chrome candlesticks from the 20s and 30s. And I will put these in the camera so you can see. They have a nice leaf design at the top. Nice chrome. They have the felt on the bottom. And these are going to start at $30. Let's start the bids at $30 for these. And I guess I could have put it in, or Vinny can put that in for me. And this is a nice pair. These stand 8.5 inches tall. So these will be very handsome sitting in your shelf, on a book stand. I see Elderly Pool at 33. Thank you. And I'll just show one. You can see the detail. The grain is gorgeous on these.
Those are oak.
Yes. You know, Scott, they match my Globe or Nikki barrister case
Cabinet. I bet they do. Are they marked?
They're not marked. I was sad to see that they were not marked, because I would have loved to find out what else did they make.
I've never seen them.
They're beautiful. I've seen others where this leaf pattern continued above here, and the design was more leaves that furled out on top. But I like this clean edge. There's something about this clean edge that attracts me to these. Basically because of the lines on the bottom. To me, that line on top just kind of matches. Mm-hmm. That's what I like about it.
Very handsome.
And I'll start calling it. And I'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, Margot.
Margot. Is Margot Vintage Peep Show a go?
Yes, she is. She's in Reno or near Reno in Nevada.
Margot, I have to tell you. Well, did the candles?
We have a stop, and we have Elderly Poodle for $33. Thank you. Let's do. We have only a few items, Scott. So let's just do one at a time.
Okay.
We're not toggling back and forth, so.
Okay. Just quickly to Margot. I know you probably think I'm crying wolf. I promise you, Ruth, Buzzy, and I said that the last time I had a big debacle. I made a mistake and I printed out priority mail labels. No, it doesn't matter. I messed up. But I absolutely am telling you, Ruth Buzzy is on her way. She's... I messed up, but she's on her way. Okay, that was my fault. Look at this thing. She's probably never going to purchase anything from me again. Oh, I didn't even invoice you? I didn't invoice you? Good. You're getting it for free. Because I messed up on the label. I've already printed out the label. What? I've already printed out the label, and Ruth is on her way. She's yours for free. That was my fault. We're going to start at $10 on this thing right here. Look at this, David. Okay, so we're
it's neat because my first thought was Humidor.
That was we're starting at $10. There's no damage on it. I was thinking Humidor as well, but this would not make a very good Humidor because we don't have a very tight seal. And if you put tobacco in here, it would dry up in no time.
Right.
$10. This is actually signed on the bottom. It's called Paul Marshall. Now, this is mahogany wood. It's not that Cerakote stuff. It's not pressed wood. This is actual wood. I don't believe this to be hand carved. I think this was something mass produced. It's actually made in Taiwan. So I think this was made after the Second World War. In fact, I'm certain that it was. And it's probably just some little, who knows. Well, the reason why I'm saying not a humidor, there's no tin on the inside. Sometimes there's copper. Sometimes there's a place to put apples or a damp cloth in the lid. This is just way too loose.
Right.
So your tobacco and doesn't smell like tobacco at all. I think it's just one of those weird. Remember after the Second World War, we had all the tiki, Polynesia, exotic type things. So it has a nice patina on it. I would put it sometime in the after the Second World War. And of course, made in Taiwan, that kind of helps us date it too. But I love the old dirt in the top.
I love that too. Never wash that off, ever.
No, you don't wash that dirt. No. Wash your ears. Get the dirt out of them. Don't get the dirt out of that. We love that. So this little thing, I guess he's a, what is he? I don't know what that face is, but I love him. And so I guess, what did I tell you? I think it looks like maybe we're at like $14 or so on it. What did I start out at?
10.
Oh, I started at 10. All right. So we'll go ahead and count him down. I don't know what you would put in there. You could stack a few Pringles. Maybe you could put Pringles in there. Stack them up. Anyway, here we go.
Butterscotch.
Butterscotch.
He looks like a butterscotch man.
He does. And here comes the countdown. Get that bid in there because I'm counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Someone said put nightmares in it.
4, 3, 2, 1. It looks like your dad when he would get mad at you.
Oh, no.
So we'll let. Thank you, Karen, for participating and putting
Thank
in.
you very much, Karen.
In the stop.
And while we're waiting for who won, I want to remind everyone, perfect example, Arlene bid $11 well after 14. So make sure you refresh your internet.
So Vinny says Margaret Howell at 17. Thank you, Margaret. Margaret, I'm holding my breath until those plates get to your daughter in Chicago. I packed them the best I could, but that box weighed 15 pounds. You got your stuff, right? You got the beautiful powder jar, that great big powder jar. All right, I'm sorry. It's your turn, David.
No, it's okay. I think it's at $16. Oh, Arlene said she mistyped. So, yeah, make sure you type your bid correctly.
Well, Vinny says sold to Margaret for 17.
Wait for his latest comment.
Oh, Vinny changed it to 16. Margaret, you just saved the dollar.
Okay. My next item, and you can probably hear it ticking.
A bomb?
No, it's a West Clocks, but not the round ones. This is square. And where's my microphone? I think it's here. You might hear it ticking. I'm not sure. But this used to be in my office, believe it or not, for years. But I found another clock that I love, and I thought I would bring this in to share with someone else. It has a nice little stand on the back. It winds very well. If you notice, it's keeping great time. It's, of course, 8:22 here, 8:23. So it's keeping time. So it winds nice. You just have to make sure you wind it again so it doesn't run out. The alarm works, but I'm not going to freak everyone out with that. And what I found really cool about this, I actually found this at an estate sale. Look what Dad did. You see those white little specks?
Yes. I know what he did.
Dad did some paint rolling in the room, and those little specks got on there, and I love that they didn't bother to clean it. That's the best part for me.
David, that is so funny because my late...
I'm sorry, this is starting at... I'm sorry, I didn't say what it's starting at. This is starting at... So silly of me. Starting at $25. But yeah, the craziest thing is that when you try it, if Dad or Grandpa had tried to rub this out, he would have ruined that black enamel paint, that the original paint that they put on there. I just love that the specs are on there. And some things that you can, if it's keeping slow time or fast time, that adjustment is still there. You can still make that tiny adjustment. But there's some paint on the face, but there's no wear or scratches on that casing. And this will glow. The hands glow. All of the hands glow and the numbers glow. That nice little faint green. The alarm does work. I'll set it for later in the show and you'll hear it go off. Just to keep everyone on their toes. And
Okay.
I don't know if we have any bids or not. Scott, can you tell?
Yep, we do. Go ahead, count it down, Dave.
Okay, I'll do a countdown. This is starting. Let's start it now. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I will stealthily set the alarm for it to go off later in the show.
While we're waiting to find out who the winner is, I'll let everybody look at this, and we'll go ahead and wait for the winner on David's clock. You see that, David? It's on there.
Is that an ashtray?
No, the winner for your clock. Do you see
okay.
it? Okay.
Back in the day finds. Thank you very much.
Okay, this really thick, sort of kind of Art Deco-ish ashtray, we're going to start at $5. It has no chips or cracks. I do not know who made it. I've had one of these once before. It has a little bit, sometimes when you twirl it around, there's a little bit of a blue tint to it. Sort of like the sapphire anchor hocking Philby, but not quite as blue. There's just, in certain light, you see how you get a little bit of blue there?
Yeah, it's very subtle.
Very subtle. And you got to, so anyway, I know we have our ashtray collectors. No mark on it. It just has a nice sort of mid-century look. And this could easily be something from the 50s. Could even be a little bit older than that. Beats me. But for my ashtray collectors out there, that's it. Okay, and here comes the warning. I'm going to count it down. I ain't going to wait any longer. Here we go. Get those bids in if you like it. I'm not sure where we are. It looks like we're around $8 or so, and we're counting it down. This nice old ashtray with no damage on it at all. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. On the old ashtray.
The old ashtray.
The old ashtray.
Sorry about that. The alarm went off.
Sounds good. I'm up. I'm ready to go to work. I heard the alarm. Let's see who the winner is on this. And David, what you got next? Sold to Poodle for 13. Thank you, Poodle. David, it's your turn. Thank you, Poodle. 13.
Okay. This is starting at $14. Thank you, Vinny, if you can put that in. This is starting at $14. And it's a nice L.E. Smith. This is a 3-inch high bowl. It's got 3 feet. Very nice deco look. 6 inches across. Now, these were made. This one was made because of the size, and I know this because of the size, for only 2 years, 1954 to 1956. And L.E. Smith made a smaller version. They made this is a smaller version. The original was about 9 inches in diameter. So this is 3 inches smaller. So this was made for only 2 years by L.E. Smith in 54, 55, and 56. And it's a nice, handsome bowl. Now, just to show you, someone used this. You can see a few little, I'm going to get the light just right. We can see a few scratches on the inside where they kept items, of course. There's no chips on it, but there's just tiny wear within here. And the light will catch a few lines.
It's black, not blue. People are asking if it's blue. It's black.
No, it's black. It's black amethyst. So if you put it in a bright light, you'll see that really dark amethyst color, which is typical of the black opaque glass that Ellie Smith manufactured.
Someone wants to know if it had a frog on the top of it.
This was too big to have a frog on it. The frogs typically, you don't see those more than the largest I've seen are like 5 inches, Scott, with the insert. And like I said, this is 6 inches in diameter. And the original model of this that was made in the 20s and 30s was 9 inches. So they made this one much smaller for 3 years in the mid 50s, 54, 55, and 56. So this would have candies, you name it, nuts, or just sit nice on the shelf. And I'll count it down: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No chips, no damage on there. Just a little bit of scratches from when they used this in here, the interior.
I do think I see. Well, that's not for me to say. Vinny, you do it.
Thank you, Karen, for the stop.
And I see that it is sold to Mark Wanko for $15.
Thank you, Mark.
Speaking of 15, we are starting out at $15. That's the opening bid on this 1940s oil can. I can't believe that this thing has survived in this condition. Let's take a close look at it. It's called Cabot's Lubritasgon, blah, 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 blah. And this is motor oil. Look at the lid. Beer cans. Beer cans used to have lids like that. And that's right. Look at the condition on this can. Now, that is an original oil can from the 1940s. Turn it all the way around. This is not a reproduction, obviously, if I said it's an original. And I don't know. I never actually ever took the lid off of it. Oh, my goodness. Look, see. Oh, my, yes. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Woo! Mm. Oh, no, let's put that top. You got the oil smell. Now, the can is empty, but what a beautiful oil can from the 40s. Any questions on it? People love their old cans.
They love the cans, yeah.
I know. And this one, there are, stop. Yeah, I know. I don't smell glue. Or sniff glue. Yeah, well, I just had never taken the lid off, but who knew? So there it is. I'm going to go ahead and count it down. I don't think that you'll find one in any better condition if you collect old oil cans. That's an amazing one, and we're counting it down. Get those bids in there. Here's the warning, because here comes the countdown on the oil can. 10, 9, 8.
I can smell it from here.
7. You talking about me? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Man, it's got that old oil can smell.
I'm having my iced tea in pink Manhattan.
You are? All right, let's see where we are on that thing. You are having it in a pink Manhattan. All right, Karen says stop, drop, and roll. And I'm going to wait and see. David, what you got next?
Let's go to the item that I talked about that can have another life if you give it a chance.
Cheryl's Home Chronicles for 25. Thank you, Cheryl, for 25.
You're like, what is this? This is a wood pin punch case. The case is 7.25 inches tall. It's 4.5 inches with the lid off. Now this is going to start at $16. So Vinny, if you could put that in, we're starting at 16. And you're like, what for this? Well, Granddad used to keep his pins in there, his punch pins. I like to find these and store my fountain pens in here. This will fit several fountain pens. And it's nice to just keep on your shelf. And the lid can serve another purpose. Not only would you have this, but the lid can serve, of course, as you can put more pens, your nice little desk ruler in there if you want, a letter opener. You can serve another, give items like this another life. When I find these at estate sales or garage sales without the pins in there, the actual stamps they use for the tools are gone. I keep these in storage for my fountain pens rather than just lay them out. And just as proof of that, I'm just grabbing this one off my desk. This is the one I use daily. And I just keep my fountain pens. That way they're upright. The tips stay wet. And I don't have to worry about ink falling out everywhere in my from my pens.
Very nice.
And it's got the old, I'm never take the label off of these old things. That's what gives it its character. I have not polished this or put anything on there. This is as I found it in somebody's garage. And I thought immediately, oh, I know what that is. I know exactly what I'm going to do with it. And as you can tell, I'm a fan of fountain pens. But I don't know if we have any bids. Can we see the ruler again?
Dave, someone is asking, can we see the ruler again?
Yeah, they're showing the ruler I just placed in the lid of this. I told them you could use the lid just to catch other items in here. It's just a nice brass and wood fold-out ruler from the Lufkin Company. But originally, this held metal punches of various sizes that you would use a tool with, and you could punch leather, you could punch metal. Some of these punches had symbols or letters or numbers that they would punch into metal or leather. So very utilitarian, but of course, I gave it another life. It holds my fountain pens.
Can you punch Judy?
Can't punch Judy. I won't punch Judy. I'm a gentleman, but I'll count it down. I don't have any bids in here, but I'll count it down just in case I miss something. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't know that I had anything. Maybe I had one bid, it looks like. I'll wait for Vinny to let me know.
While we're waiting for Vinny to let you know, I will hold up 6 crystal coasters. These were made in West Germany. Now, how do I know that? Because I have 6 others, which I'm going to sell at some other time.
Thank you, Tracy.
And one of them had a label. We're starting at $12 on these. There's no label on these, but I know they were made in West Germany and they are lead crystal because the label on the other ones say, what is it, 24% lead, whatever it is for crystal. Is it 24? So they're nice and heavy, made in West Germany. So that really helps us date them. And there are 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lead crystal glass coasters made in West Germany. Now, none of these are marked. The other ones that I have that label. That's how I was able to identify it. And so there you go. You know, summertime is coming. And don't we hate the little white rings left on the coffee table when Uncle Henry puts his tumbler without a coaster. We all need coasters, and these are lovely. There are no chips or cracks on any of them, and I'm counting them down. They are actual lead crystal. And what I can do, if you'd like, I can send you a picture of the label. They're out in the other room, so I can't do it. But they are indeed West German lead crystal glass coasters, and I can show you that label if you'd like to see them. There are 6 of them. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Am I supposed to say sold? I guess I'm not supposed to say that. Right? Because Karen puts stop in? I don't know. So I'll wait and see who picked those up. And then, David, it's back to you.
Okay. Thank you. And while we wait to see who got that, there's new comments. I'm going to answer Vinny. Vinny asked me in all caps, so it must be important, if I saw Lynn Mars for $15 for the L.E. Smith Amethyst Bowl. I would say no, because the chat's going so quickly while Scott and I are selling this. We're leaving it up to you, Vinny. Karen's going to have the stop, and we're going to go with Vinny's call on the sale, because it's nearly impossible for Scott and I to actually sell the item, talk about it, and keep up with the chat. So I did not see Lynn Mars for 15 for the Amethyst Bowl, and I was told it was Mark Wanko. So I have Mark, just because that's what Vinny stated earlier. So that's where we are there. Okay, Mark is saying that Lynn Mars got it first. So I think Mark is being gracious. So we'll let Lynn Mars get the L.E. Smith, and I'll mark that. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. And thank you, Florida Golden Girl. I got you at 40. So thank you, Florida. I see that. I've got you at 40. And thank you, Mark. And thank you, everyone. And while we're still here, remember, if you win from me, write to oldcuriosityshop99@gmail.com, and I will invoice you tomorrow. David's got his email there on the screen. So thank you, everyone. We're so glad you're here. We've got 436. If you get a chance, click that little thumb thing down there. I never really know how to say that, but it's down there on the screen somewhere. And if you get a chance and you want to click that, we would love it. That helps us out a lot. So thank you, everyone. Thanks,
and
everyone.
Vinny put your email in there for you.
Okay, thank you so much. And I guess it's back to David.
Okay.
For your next item.
I have a pair of very nice. I wish they were marked. They're not. These will start at $40, and I'll tell you why. These are heavy-duty Art Deco lion bookends.
Ooh.
No flaw. Very old felt on the bottom. You can see someone eventually put a little footer on here so it wouldn't scratch up their gorgeous mahogany desk. I'll show the bottom of this one. Black. They have the black felt on there. I wish they were marked. They're not. I did not clean these. I have learned very well from Scott. Never, ever take the dust out of these nooks and crannies of these old pieces.
David, you're being asked if they are bronze. Can you tell us, is it a patination on a pot metal, or do you have any idea what the metal is?
I do not know what the metal is. If there's a way to test it, I can test it, but they're very heavy. Now they're not solid, so it's a heavy, feels like a heavy bronze. And what I love about this stance, I'm sure you know this, Scott. The stance of the lion stepping on the ball. It's to keep the lions awake. Was the theory behind that, so they wouldn't fall asleep while they were on duty watching.
I love the green, the touches of green patina. It looks like oxidized copper.
Yeah, I think that's more of the. If these were brass, they certainly would have oxidized it. So I'm thinking it's not brass.
No, I don't think they're brass.
No,
because you wouldn't get that green.
But no, there's no way I was going to go in here with a Q-tip or a brush and clean any of that out. Absolutely not.
Those are really pretty.
Very handsome, very stately.
They want to know how much does it weigh?
Oh, wow. I can find out. But this one alone is easily 6 to 7 pounds.
Feels like a 5-pound bag of sugar.
About maybe slightly heavier. So obviously what I would do is put this in a flat rate box.
Mm.
And Tammy's going to weigh one for me while we're doing this. So make sure if you're interested to refresh. I saw a few bids come in late for some others. I poured over these. I really take a little caution when I buy things like this and make sure it hasn't dropped. I showed you one of the cat bookends I have, and just to show everyone, Scott was like, "Where did you get this cat?" But if you notice, I got a good deal on this because his ear has come off. He has repair on the bottom, but I didn't want to leave him at the flea market. Scott's going to grab something too.
4 pounds, 2 ounces.
Okay, one bookend is 4 pounds, 2 ounces. So you're looking at 8 pounds, 4 ounces for the pair. They feel much heavier than that. But like I said, we'll probably do a flat rate box for this just to save on some shipping. Not that anything. Yes, Scott, that is gorgeous. Now yours is marked though, isn't it?
That's my old cat Salem.
Right.
And then I keep this with it.
But that figurine is marked, isn't it?
It is.
It is marked.
And then also, I was visited by some lovely folks who gave me this. Cheryl and Rob gave me this.
Beautiful.
So I kind of keep that. Anyway, it's your show. Go. Do your thing.
Well, I'll count it down. I see there's some interest. So I'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I'll wait for the stop, and Vinny will give us who the bid is. These are great bookends. They're beautiful.
Oh, I can't get
Karen has to stop. Carolina says that we're looking sharp.
Well, thank you. That was kind.
Thank you very much. Back in the day finds. Thank you very much. Back in the day finds ends up with the lion bookends. Go ahead, Scott.
Okay, I've got a pair of bookends. Now, these have an interesting story. We're going to start the bidding out on these two dudes at $29. They're unsigned, but they're made by the Dodge. It's either the Dodge trophy company or brass and copper company. You know, names changed, but these are lovely. Now, look, I took the felt off of the bottom of one on purpose, but I still have it. All right. This is so that we can look inside and we can see sort of a gray. This is gray metal. Okay. Now, we know that this is a patina that's been put on these. Now, some may call it a Trojan horse. It is deco in style, and these go back to the 1940s. It's a lovely pair without any damage. They've not been knocked off of a shelf and broken. They don't have dents. The patina on them is nice and warm and original, and they're really lovely. Now, what I found out about this company, this Dodge trophy company, I'll let you see that side, is that this is the company that actually were making the Oscars.
Oh, wow.
Because it was a company in California. You can look it up. Dodge Trophy Company, or Dodge Brass and Copper, So that's the same company that made the Oscars, and then later on they actually made the Emmys. That actually,
wow,
in California. They had some wonderful designers working for them, including a female, and I cannot remember her name. Something Brown was her last name. And she did a lot of the horses. I don't know if she designed these or not. Someone may know more than I do, but they're lovely stylized horses, which you might want to call the Trojan horse. And aren't they beautiful? Look at the patina. And this really is an applied patina on metal. And I took that off so that you could see the base metal on the inside. But what's nice is they're not dented. These didn't fall off of a shelf and get messed up. They're nice and heavy. And they really have a pretty stylized look of the 40s.
I find it amazing that through the 20s, 30s, 40s, all the way up to the 70s, not only were the metal companies, but the glass companies, the horse's head was so popular and so ingrained. Maybe it's Americana, just because they were not only, I guess, family, but used as utility. But from the Kentucky Derby to pulling your cart or your wagon to just having them work on the farm.
Yeah,
that was just part of life, right? And of course sport as well, but very popular. And those are gorgeous.
Oh, absolutely. The motif continued. You know, it's not like we think of the smiley face, a very short period of time. The mushroom, a very short period of time. The Scotty dog for a couple of decades. But you see the horse on and on and on and on. And within each decade or within each style, it's adapted to that era. I love these. I've been holding on to them for a while. And
you're like me. What? It's hard to let go.
I know. You cannot keep everything. I only have so much space, and here they go. So we're counting down the Dodge Trojan horse deco bookends from the 40s. They're just lovely. And here we go. I don't know where we are, but the bid counts down. And remember, that's got its felt. I love original felt. You're going to get this piece with it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I tried to make a horse noise, but I wasn't very successful, was I?
Oh, I cannot do that. There's no way.
And I've got one more horse coming. If you like horses, another one is coming. So don't fret and don't frown. All right, David, I'll watch the chat and see who my winner is, and it's back to you, my friend.
Okay. The next item I have is another piece of black glass, and it's a bud vase. It's Ellie Smith, and this is nice. If you're collecting black amethyst, this of course with a bright light will show the dark amethyst color, so it's not true black. And of course, this is what Ellie Smith called their opaque part of their opaque line. We tend to say black glass or amethyst glass, but they labeled it as opaque, one of their opaque colors. And this is going to start at $12. So this is starting at 12. This particular vase is let's see, I have it at 8.5 inches tall.
Cheryl, thank you. I don't mean to interrupt. Cheryl, I've got you. Cheryl's Home Chronicles, thank you again.
No, please,
Cheryl.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you again, Cheryl. I know we joked about that.
I see Justine at 12 at the start for this one. Lynn Mars at 13. And what's nice about these, it's just like a simple. Now, you know as well as I, Scott, the popularity of the hand painting in some of the glass houses where they set these off in a room. Fenton, of course, was popular for it. Ellie Smith did the silver overlay on a lot of their black glass, mostly bowls and vases, not so much these smaller bud vases.
Yeah.
But to me, the simpler the better. I just
agree.
like the clean lines of the black amethyst.
I like it that way.
Yeah, I do too. And I will count this down at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll wait for that stop. Now, if you notice, ladies and gentlemen, Scott and I are moving pretty quick, so make sure you get your bids in. We don't want to take your time. We are very appreciative of you being here. We thank you for joining us, but of course, we don't want to keep you all night. So, we know you have things to do, and we had a late start. So make sure, if you're very interested, to put in your bids quickly. We do have a stop. Thank you, Karen.
And David is younger than I am, so I have to go to bed a little bit earlier to get my beauty sleep.
Thank you, Justine. Sold to Justine. Thank you very much.
All right, Justine, thank you. Now I've got an Art Deco picture frame, but it's not antique. It is a reproduction. Let me tell you about it. Look at that. It's a reproduction, but boy, is it sharp. Now, the picture in there just went cattywampus on me. I have a picture in there just to kind of show you what it looks like with a picture in it. You're not getting the photograph, but I want you to see what it looks like. Let me tell you the size of the photograph. Did I tell you we're starting at $15? This is from the 1990s. We're starting at $15. That is an old family photograph. And I knew every single person in that picture except one. My great-grandfather with the big ears died before I was born. I knew my great-grandmother. And I knew my grandmother. There's old Aunt Helen, and there's old Uncle Harold right there. So that's an old family picture, and I'm going to take it out. But I just wanted you to see what it looks like with a 1920s picture in it. So we'll pull that out. And now you can see, I will read to you what it says on the inside here. This is a reproduction. And it says a Art Deco product. This photo frame is a 1997 reproduction adapted from one of the original frames that was in Steve Starr's personal collection as seen in the book Picture Perfect Deco Picture Frames 1926 to 1946.
Interesting.
Now, this was made in the United States of America by CAMC of Laguna Beach, California. And there's the tag on the inside. The size picture that it takes is 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. Why didn't they just make it 6 by 4? I don't know. But 6 3/4 by 4 3/4. This is made just like the old reverse painted Art Deco frames. You've got the chrome corner here. This is reverse painted glass. And you can see, you open it up. Put your picture in there and then close it up. And it's got an easel on the back. So that's all still very fully operable. So it's just, that's it. A nice picture frame made of glass without any damage on it. And we started the bidding at $15 on the Art Deco reproduction picture frame. And if there are no questions, I'll count it down. Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. That's it. And I took the old family photo out.
That's going out. You can't sell them your photo.
No.
Okay, while we're waiting for that stop, and of course the winner for that, it looks like you have a lot of interest in that. I will show this roasty toasty, but nonetheless very cute Hubbly piece. It's a kitten bank.
Oh, a kitten bank.
Kitten bank. Now I've seen you've seen these in better condition, but who can pass these up? I mean, Tammy and I can. This is going to start at $20.
Thank you, Margaret.
She is roasty toasty. Of course, Hubbly, these cast metal banks are very old. Rarely do you see these in perfect condition. Certainly you see them repainted all the time. This one obviously has not been repainted. I'll spin it around. Again, it's starting at 20. And what I love most about this is that the key area, the lock, has not been damaged or played with or destroyed by little Johnny or little Sally.
Uncle Henry didn't get to it. Isn't that is that the pearlescent paint? Is it kind of like pearl?
It's hard to tell because of the oxidation on it.
I think Hubbly had a paint that was that wasn't white, but it was pearlescent. I can't tell. That is sweet.
I think this particular piece was in storage outside for some whatever reason. You know how you talk about the alligatoring of wood finishes?
Yeah, you see it?
You notice on the back of this is happening to that paint.
Yeah.
Right here in the back. And I'm so thankful that they didn't paint over it or sand it down or try to refinish this.
Oh, it's perfect just like that.
I think it's the original real deal paint that just has, of course, some oxidation from being outside. And of course, it's a little darker here from collecting some wear and dust on top, which of course I would never try to clean that.
I would never repaint that. No. Never.
That's where everything's settling on top of this kitty. And of course it's lighter here because this is catching all of the soot or dust that's falling around wherever this was. But it's a cute piece. It's a nice little shelf piece or collector. If you're starting out with Hubbly or you've never heard of Hubbly, back in the day, I didn't. But I appreciate items like this.
That's nice.
And I'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll wait for that stop, and then we'll wait for Vinny to call that. And again, thank you, Vinny, And thanks to also to
Karen.
Karen for helping us out with the stops. It makes our evening a little bit easier, and it makes it easier for y'all as well. Because if you leave it up to Scott and I, good Lord.
Oh, please. I can't. I can.
Thank you very much, Karen. I appreciate it. There's a stop.
I have to go up on the roof and fiddle with my antenna. Boy, somebody got a deal on that thing.
Joanne Johnston for $24. Thank you, Joanne.
Joanne, you got a deal. That is wonderful. That is a nice piece. If you collect cameras, here's one probably from the 1950s. We're starting at $15 on the Argus camera. $15 on the camera. Who remembers these? I've got a picture of my Uncle Harold with a camera just like this hanging around his neck. Now this is the kind where you flip the top and then you hold it here on your chest and you look down inside and then you know, oh, look at my little face in there.
You can see your face.
I know. Look.
Tammy says she loves cameras. Of course she has a collection.
Look
and
at me.
I know she has an Argo Flex somewhere here. I'm looking.
Look at me in this little circle. Can you see me in that little circle?
I can see you.
Isn't that funny?
You look like you're in the little yellow submarine.
In a fish tank. Well, this is a cute little, I believe this little dude is from the 50s, maybe the late 40s, but I think the 50s. And it's still, when you click it, you get, so I'm going to listen to the shutter. Listen. Well, I guess you didn't really hear anything, but you just have to trust me. It did its thing. Anyway.
In Scott, we trust.
Okay. So you know what? What I do with these, and you probably can't see, but in my bookcase back there, I've got an old-fashioned camera, and I have it sitting there with some old family snapshots just sort of around it. It's just a neat, and you don't need a whole lot of clutter. I've got like 3 or 4 pictures. And if you have an old camera, you can just put it there and put little snapshots around it, and it makes just a kind of a neat little display.
Nice little vignette, yeah.
Yeah. So there might be an old roll of film in here. I don't know. I didn't try.
Patricia said that she stole this camera from her mom and used it for many years.
This model?
Probably so. Okay,
well, we're going to count this bad boy down. It's model number 75. Argo Flex, and we're going to count this old camera with the strap. Yeah, wouldn't it be funny? You know what I'd like to do? I'd like to like stand in front of City Hall or Independence Hall in Philadelphia, like with this, and just like fool the other tourists, just like stand there and like have people walk by and they're like, what's wrong with that? Wouldn't that be funny to do that?
Maybe without film in there, right?
Without any film in it.
Right.
Here goes the count, counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7. Oh, somebody says it's from the late 40s. I forget what number we were on. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's it. So it's from the 40s, not the 50s. Way to go. So it's your turn, David.
Okay. This is a small little desk or shelf item. This is going to start at $10.
Thank you, Danielle Klein.
If you love owls, or brass items or little trinkets that do not take up a lot of space, certainly this was used for a paperweight, but look how he matches Scott and I. He's dapper. He's in his coat. Mr. Owl has his bow tie on. He's buttoned up and proper, and he's been watching the sale patiently. Again, this is starting at $10, and it's hollow brass. It's not that heavy. It has some weight to it, but nothing major. And it's just a nice little piece. If you have a grandmother or aunt or someone that loves owls, this would be a nice little piece to pick up. And look at his little his coat has little fasteners in the back. I thought that was a very nice detail.
Do you happen to know who made it?
No, I don't. He's not marked, unfortunately.
He's cute.
He's certainly I mean, he's not one of a kind. I'm sure there's another one out there. But when I find, like I said, when I find stuff I like, I pick it up. I'll never know if I'll see it again. Well, we do have some interest in it, and let me go ahead and count it down. It's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. He's almost 3 inches tall. 3, 2, 1. And we'll wait for Karen's stop and Vinny's call. I want to thank everyone that's bidding tonight. We show that it kind of shows us that we're not alone in appreciating things that we find and want to share with you. Something I won't share and will not sell tonight, but just to show Scott, because of, like, I sold those lion bookends. But these are a smaller version of the cast, and that's been painted. That's not patina. They painted over this brass of these lines. I use these to hold letters and bills that come in. But this particular copyright, which I love, is from 1928. 1928.
I see. I love it.
Beautiful. These stay on my desk. I keep various envelopes and bills or notes there. But I thought I'd share those since lions were shown. It looks like, did we have a stop? We have a stop. And sold to Primrose Pickens at $22. Sandra. Thank you very much, Sandra.
Okay. So is it me now? Is it my turn?
It's you.
Okay. Guess what I've got?
Don't go to sleep on me now, Scott.
I got a bag of keys.
All right.
We are starting the bidding at $10. And this must weigh 5 pounds. I've got a great big bag of keys. Now, let me tell you this. There are no skeleton keys in here. No skeletons. We've got keys probably from 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, and on up. And there are just way too many. I probably should pull a few out. I did not count them.
Hi, Martha.
But there must be, good heavens, 200 keys in here. This probably weighs about 5 pounds, maybe 4. And
you can wire them together and make a nice room divider.
You could dangle these from wherever you'd like to dangle them. Let me just show you. I really shouldn't. You can't really see them in this place. Somebody is going to be able to do. I'm going to grab a handful. That's it. That's it. All right, here's a handful of them. But it's a great big bag of keys. Yeah. Let's just look at a few of them. Now that
is the Keymaster.
That says Yale. That's an old one. Look at this one. See, they're old keys. They're just not skeletons. And I don't know. What would somebody do with a bunch of keys? What would you do with them?
We bought some, what I guess is key art for our daughter. Someone used a nice stiff wire and made a 3-level hanging mobile from their ceiling with various keys.
I suppose that you could hang it and turn it into wind chime. This one says, gosh, I don't know. Look how fancy.
Oh, wow.
It's got engraving, embossing on it, but I can't, it doesn't show up because when you put it up against the camera, it doesn't really focus.
You may have to put your palm behind it just in case, but you never know.
This one says USN. I guess that's U.S. Navy. I don't know. But they're very attractive keys, and they're just anyway.
You can put that collection in a large piece of check glass.
Oh my goodness, look at this one. This one says J. Ribick, 2510 North Front Street, Philadelphia. That's probably from the 20s or 30s.
Oh, wow.
Can you see? I wish it would show up.
Put your palm behind it. There you go.
Does that make it focus?
It should focus. Now come back a little bit. Okay, hold it there. Let's see if it... it didn't help, but it looked like it wanted to help.
Yeah. Well, anyway, they're old keys, and it's about...
Your lifeline is long, though.
4 or 5 pounds.
You have a long lifeline on your palm. That's good.
Oh, I hope so. Well, I did have a great aunt who lived to be 105 or 6, so who knows? All right, we're counting it down. This great big bag of keys. Looks like the highest bid is $13. Here we go, counting it down. No, we're up to $15. Get those bids in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
Ooh, any vending machine keys in there?
There could be.
You might want to take that one out before you ship it.
And I didn't look through these. One of them might even say the White House. I don't know.
Hey.
I mean, you might find the one. Well, tomorrow's Valentine's Day. Maybe you'll find the key to somebody's heart.
Karen has to stop. All right. That was too easy, Scott.
Your turn.
The Valentine joke was too easy.
I know. Well,
low-hanging fruit.
Sold to Patty. What's mine is yours at 27. Patty, I'm coming to take a tour of the Capitol with you one of these days. I promise you. Okay, Dave, your turn.
Is she in the Capitol?
She gives tours at the Capitol of Pennsylvania in Harrisburg.
Interesting.
And she gave me some books, and they're right there, and I've read those books. I've never been to the Capitol in Harrisburg. I'd like to, and it's a stunning building. So plug it, Karen or Patty, and now it's your turn, David.
Okay, look at the size of this clock. It looks like the case is made in Germany. I am not sure where the clock is made, but if you can tell, I don't know if the image is reversed or not, but it is keeping time with us. I wound this one at the same time I wound our West clocks that was sold earlier, and you can tell they're both keeping accurate time. You just have to wind them. This is starting at $40. Now I say 40 because of the size and the movement. It keeps good time. It's a very handsome, it fits in my palm. So it's a large, it's not a pocket watch. But wouldn't you look great pulling out of your pocket to tell everyone it was lunchtime? And I have kept this in a display in my little study, in my little corner of the woods on this stand. So not only are you going to get this clock, you're going to get this nice little stand. It was not made for it, but it goes right with it. And
that's sharp.
If you can imagine this sitting on a shelf, tick-tocking away,
I'm coming
Not
back.
only are you going to get the clock, you're going to get the stand that goes with it.
That's neat, David.
That's how I've displayed it before. And like I said, it keeps time. There's no alarm on it. You do have to wind it, of course, if you're a fan of winding your time. And the winding is easy. If you don't put any pressure on it, you just wind it. If you press down on, if you suppress this and turn it, it changes the time. And of course, the second hand works very well. You can see it just going. You're seeing it reversed because of this, the streaming platform that we're using. But it keeps time very well. There's no cracks. No cracks here.
No cracks. We don't like cracks.
No, we don't like cracks.
No, not normally.
I will show. This is metal, so it looks like it had a little bang here, right there at my. But it's, of course, didn't affect the case. That's the casing. Hasn't affected the glass.
They're saying circa what? Like how old? Like circa.
I'm thinking this was it. This was the case was made in. It says. It doesn't say West Germany. I have this map glass that I'm looking. Case made in Germany. I would call it mid to late 60s. Mid to late 60s. And I'm showing that logo there simply because I couldn't find any comps to it, believe it or not. So it could have been a smaller watchmaker or clockmaker. Maybe this was a display piece because of its unusual size. Like I said, it's not small like a pocket watch. And of course, it's almost like a medallion size. Like I said, I have a pretty big hand. That's covering my palm. So maybe it's one of a kind or one of five. Who knows? It's not marked. It's not numbered other than that logo. Here's the back. There's the where it says case is made in Germany.
I can hear ticking.
It's ticking. It's keeping time. You hear the second hand going. And I'll start counting it down. And of course, like I said, you're not only getting that, I'm going to put in the stand that I've kept it on. Nice little handsome stand.
I do see this. I do see. Good night, Lisa. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
I do see the second hand moving. I do see it.
Yeah. So I'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And you're getting the clock with the stand. It didn't come with that. I just happened to find this stand at some other sale, and I snapped it up and I threw the clock on it immediately. I said, oh, now I have a way to display this.
I love it.
I'll set that aside. I'll wait for the stop, and I'll wait for Vinny to call that. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Vinny. Thank you, everyone that joined us.
It's 10:24.
Okay.
I've only got 2 items left, unless I do a surprise item, and then we'll chit chat for a little bit. David,
how many items do you have left?
Do you see that it is sold, David? The watch.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sold to Melody Southern Buckeye for $78. Okay. Thank you very much.
And Southern Buckeye, that's my girl on the American Brilliant Cut. I've learned from you. I've learned from so many people. It's the trading of information is just, I love it. Okay, I've only got one. Just one, and that's it. We're going to start at $12 on this one single bookend. Now, it is Art Deco. Circa 1930, yeah. Look at the influence of Cubism. There's the old green felt on the bottom. It is unsigned. Now, that's the original patina that's been put onto the base metal, which is probably spelter. Spelter is a combination of metals. The nice thing about this piece is we don't have any horrible damage. You may be able to see a little crack right there. I don't know if you can see that right there.
Right there, you're on it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a crack. It does not compromise the piece itself. It's not crumbling and falling apart, but spelter will sometimes expand and crack a little bit. Look at all the old dust, which I would not remove. Made, obviously, by an American company. Just a nice example of an Art Deco horse bookend. This is somewhat lightweight. This is not nearly as heavy as these pieces. And a lot of times they would fill these with plaster. So you have a metal cast, and I can see some white. So probably we've got plaster or some type of, on the inside. That's normal. A lot of times that's what they would do. I just like the design of the piece.
Sure, yeah.
So if you're a bookend collector or you like stylized, this is a horse that's been stylized. It's funny because here we're talking early, like right around 1930, and here we get into the 40s. These are already sold. This is a little more streamlined, This is a little more geometric. So it's a little earlier in the Art Deco era. And once again, unsigned, maker unknown.
And oh, no, don't spray paint this.
Oh, who's going to spray paint it? I'm not selling it.
Heirloom Vintage was just kidding.
I know. They love to make me mad. I know.
It's like they'll make us hypertensive.
I know. So there it is. We're gonna go ahead and count it down. I think we have maybe I think we might have a $15 bid on the bookend. And off we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. He's cool.
Make sure you're refreshing and bidding. You may have a lag or you may not have a lag, but just in case. And make sure you're in live chat. Karen has to stop that I see. And while we're waiting for the winner, I will start lifting this baby up.
Oh, I've been waiting for that, David.
I am not setting the alarm for this because this is so loud. It has 2 external strikes. Vinny has your sold to Cheryl's Home Chronicles for $50.
Thank you, Cheryl. I've got you. Thank you.
While I hold this up, this is a Royal Mariner, basically like a ship clock or a naval clock that's already mounted, ready to hang on a wall. This case There's a key that opens here. Twist that opens up so you can wind and reset your time, which I do have the key for this. And this was manufactured by, I'm going to blow this, Scott, so you can correct me if you want to. August Schatz and Son. Son, of course, is spelled Sohne. August Schatz and Son in Triberg, Germany. So it's a brass mounted on a wooden plaque. This is an 8-jeweled mechanism. It's a ship strike bell. And like I mentioned earlier, it's an external strike. Those hammer back and forth when you set the alarm. And it's an 8-day clock. This has been serviced. Notice I left the service tag on here. A friend of mine was kind enough to service this for me. He left the tag. His contact information is there. If you purchase this and have any questions, this is starting at $100. $100. Now it is a little bit heavy, but although it's not one of a kind, this particular model, circa early 60s, no later than 1970s. So it's a brass and wood brass, and this runs. I also have not just the tag, but like I said, I have the key to wind that as well. Not provenance, but of course, the gentleman that services for me, he lists the information that you need here that I've kept. I didn't toss it, of course. And if you have questions for him, he can certainly help you with how to, of course, you want to keep clocks like this. You know as well as I do, Scott, that you've got to keep these lubricated.
You got to wind them and use them. That's right. And I'll
You
tell
got
you
to
what,
wind them and use them.
if you're afraid you're going to oversleep and not make it to the estate sale, boy, you hang that thing over your bed and that'll get you up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's right. I'm going to show the casing just in case we have any interest. That's a good size bale. And there is these clocks vent on the bottom. Not sure why. I'm not a clock expert. However, these casings are very delicate.
Yeah.
And you can see a little crack here and then another crack here on this venting. But as the paperwork will say, and from the servicing says, it lists that here, it does not affect the clock, the working or not. It runs, and these do have to be adjusted. You do have to adjust these at some point. Now, this was serviced in March 27th, 2021. So after shipping, or if you're interested in this and this ships, it would probably be worth your while to go to a local vendor just to have them maybe adjust this for you. It may cost maybe $20, $25 to get the adjustment. You may have to shop around, I'm not sure. But if you know someone that was in the Navy or has ties to the Navy or worked in a shipyard or ships, certainly they have seen items like this. Very handsome piece. And I'll count it down. I don't know. I can't see the chat, so I've been holding this in front of me. So I'll count it down. I don't know if we have interest or not, but I'll count it down. 10.
Hold on, David.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure we answer all the questions.
Oh, sure. I can't see it. So what questions do we have?
We got the date.
Circa, from the manufacturer, this would have been manufactured from the 1960s to 1980s. There's no marks on it, but the expert that serviced this dates this one to about 1970.
Okay.
So it's certainly not a new clock. What other questions did we have?
I think I don't see any others, so I think you can let it rip.
Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just another very unique item that Scott and I will bring to you once a month. And that does come with the key that I have here. We do have a stop. Like I said, I was holding that in front of me, so I don't know if we have bids or not. I'll wait for Vinny. Martha's saying we have a winner, but Vinny's going to be the...
I think I see it.
Okay. Terry Trahan. Thank you very much, Terry. Be careful when you set this thing. It's very loud. I've heard it go off. It's extremely loud. Thank you, Terry. Thank you very much. Scott, did you have any other items?
One more.
Okay. Take it away, my friend.
Well, David and I we didn't plan this in advance. Well, I knew David was selling the clock, but David did not know I was selling this. And I didn't know I was selling this until I went digging around in the basement because I needed to bring 10 things and I had 9. And I said, oh my gosh, what's my 10th thing going to be? And I ran into the basement and found this. Well, what is it? I'm starting at $24. $24. Let me back up. Hold on. Oh, let me pull my Nichols and Stone Windsor chair back. We're starting at $24 for this lovely cardboard box. But wait, there's glass inside. But I want you to see that we see 13-piece clipper ship drink set. Yeah, right? So we've got the original old box. I love this. You're dying to see what's on the inside, right?
I am.
Okay. This side up, handle it with care. So we'll open it up. And we're starting at $24 on this set. And on the inside, we have a complete set. Boy, this belongs in a gentleman's table. So we'll start off with the ice bucket. Well, let's pull one of the tumblers out. It is Hazel Atlas. Can you see the HA? See the HA for Hazel Atlas? And this is now remember, Hazel Atlas was bought by, oh, let me sit down. Hazel Atlas was purchased by the Continental Can Company. Was it 1956? Somebody check up on that. But Continental Can bought Hazel Atlas, and it was tied up in courts for a few years. And eventually you got the CCC, the 3 C's on the bottom of the glass. We still have the HA for Hazel Atlas. So we're somewhere in that early 50s. This is after the war, I think, but early 50s before Continental Can, and it's the whole drink set. Now you've got the ice bucket. I don't believe this was ever used.
No way. There's no way.
These are marked Hazel Atlas in the nice old box. And this
Elderly Poodle says she has fainted and no one will find her body. She cannot believe you have that in the box.
There's the ice bucket. Now that ship is called We've got the Linda, the Emperor,
Wow.
and the John Bibby, hold on, of Liverpool. So there's your ice bucket. Remind me not to sit on that chair. I've just put the ice bucket in the chair. And we've got 6 little tumblers. And they all have the different ships. The St. Lawrence of Glasgow. Somebody gave this to their father or their grandfather as a Christmas gift circa early 50s, and it was just never used. There's no damage. See the different ships?
Wordsmith says this is such a Baltimore club basement 1950s man cave bar set.
Oh my goodness. I can smell the pipe tobacco. I can smell the Prince Albert pipe tobacco right now. So you get 6 tumblers. I don't believe they were ever used.
Sarah Sub says highballs.
Yeah, highballs. Yeah, right.
Thank you, Sarah.
So you see that all 6 of them are in there. Yeah, right. Perfect condition.
Yes, Beth, it goes with the bell clock.
And there's your ice bucket. We'll put that back in. So I'm going to tilt it this way again without dropping anything out. And this really neat old box, which I like the box. I like the box just as much as anything else. So it's the original Clipper ship set. Now, interestingly enough, it says 13 pieces. I don't know what's missing. I can't imagine what else they would have gotten in there. But you only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces. There might have been tongs.
Possibly tongs.
Tongs. I'm not really sure what else could have fit down inside of that box, but
Maybe, well, a lid for the ice bucket? I don't know.
I don't know. But ice bucket and 6 highballs made by Hazel Atlas. And I don't know if anybody looked it up or not, because I really don't remember exactly which year it was that Continental Can.
Yes, we had to start at 24.
We did. So,
we're at 37 now.
Okay, so we're at 37. Shall we count it down? I guess we should.
Maybe some stir sticks. Who knows? Yeah.
Something else was in there.
Maybe so, Joanne. That's a good call right there. Coasters, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Could have been 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on the Hazel Atlas Clipper ship. Clipper ship. You got to be careful when you say that. Set. Clipper ship set. Ooh. That was it, David.
I've sold 10 items.
So have I.
We're at an hour and 43. How do you feel?
Well, we did 20 items tonight.
We did 20 items. I'm okay until next month, unless you have something else that you want to share.
Give me just a moment. I need to see who won the Hazel Atlas set. I'm trying to look to see because I need to write that down. And I went so fast I didn't see it. Can anyone... Oh, sold to Back in the Day Finds, Vinny?
Correct, for $52.
Okay. Before I forget, thank you, Back in the Day.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Vinny.
If you've never won anything from me in anything, I need to hear from you if you'll write to me at Old Curiosity Shop 99 at gmail.com. Send me your PayPal email address, which might be different from the address that you write me from, your name, your chat name, so I can match you guys up, and your mailing address. And if it's your bedtime, don't worry about it. Do it tomorrow. And then I'll send you an invoice and I can get everything out to you. And I thank you so much. David, do you want to repeat anything for yourself?
I have the email right here below me, vintageuprisingtexas@gmail.com.
Okay.
I may be new to a few of you that follow Scott religiously as I do. And you can find me and my wife. We're a team. We sell together. This is just a little something Scott and I are doing on the side. But you can find Tammy and I at Vintage Uprising Texas on YouTube. And if you haven't subscribed to us or watched our content, please give us a look. And if you like the content, hit like, subscribe, hit a notification bell. It doesn't cost you anything to follow us along, but we travel all over Texas. We meet up occasionally with Scott in his neck of the woods in Northeast in Philadelphia and New Jersey. So we have a lot of fun. We meet up all the time. But email me your information at vintageuprisingtx@gmail.com, and we'll get everything squared away and shipped to you as quickly as possible. And thanks again to Vinny and Karen for basically moderating for us tonight. Round of applause.
Reverse.
And it was fun.
Before we sign out, what kind of items would you like to see? What would you like David and me to shop for? David and I to shop for? What kind of items would you like us to bring to you in future live sales? We would like to know.
Yeah, I think we've shown and proved we can be all over the map. It could be glass. It could be something industrial, clocks, bookends, deco, you name it.
So a couple people have said glass. Now you need to be a little more specific than just glass,
right?
Like glass eye. Glass what? Tell us. Everybody's saying glass, but what kind of glass? Musical? What do you mean musical? Be as specific as you can.
Field some answers. Since you said musical, we haven't seen these folks in a month. And I shared a little story with you, and I'll be right back.
Oh, no, David left me. Okay. All right. Mid-century modern. Beanie Babies. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Mid-century modern, mid-century art glass. '78s, like 78 records.
Oh, wow.
Early American pressed glass, linens and jewelry.
Your linen sale was very popular.
1920s Spanish revival. Okay.
Wow. Now we're getting specific.
I need to take notes. Anything for cocktails. Okay. More deco cats and horses. Old Hollywood. David, we need to take notes.
Right. So I told a little story.
Chrome.
The last time we were together about I used to be in band as well. I played clarinet, and unfortunately, as a child, my clarinet was repossessed during class. My parents couldn't afford it anymore, and my band instructor, Mr. Schreiber, had very gracefully told me that the gentleman was there. The gentleman was there for to repair my clarinet. So he said, repair the clarinet, and he let me use his own. So I was without a clarinet. Now, because of that, wow, okay, yeah, we're getting a lot of different.
Yeah, David, I want to hear your story.
Yeah.
I just want everybody to know we're listening, and I want to hear your story, David, but when this is over, I'm going to go back and watch this, and I'm literally going to write down everything I'm seeing. People are saying, like, oh my goodness, we're getting so many requests for certain things.
Right.
You got it.
And hopefully we find it all.
Huh?
Hopefully we find it.
We'll try.
The fun is in the finding.
Yeah. Now, tell me about your clarinet, David.
I'm going to tell you that I was without a clarinet for years and years and years and years, because eventually that year I had to, of course, I used Mr. Schreiber's. That was 6th grade. And then I used my cousin who played clarinet years before I did in high school. I used her instrument in 7th and 8th grade. And after that, I didn't have a clarinet. She took it back. But I found a clarinet. Whoa.
2.5 reed.
I found 2.5. I found out the better players play with the three reed.
They do.
So as I practice and I gain my skill back and my lungs get a little stronger, I'll probably go to a 3. But yes, I found a nice. It's not raw. It's not the resin. This is wood. This one was made in France. I found it with the case for only $100 at Round Top. Now, if you're not familiar with Round Top, it's the biggest flea market show twice a year in Texas. They do a small winter show, but I got this for $100.
They're saying poor Tammy.
Oh, I wish the reed was wet. I would sample a little something, but I'll start videoing my progress.
David.
That's a little tease. Sorry.
David, you are not going to flash your clarinet without giving us a little klezmer.
No, I can't do that. I will tease you with that. So eventually I will do little shorts. Scott's off to get a horn.
Listen, no. You're not getting off that easy. You are not getting off that easy.
I wouldn't even know what to play. I can't even remember some of these tunes.
Well,
Barware, Tramp Art.
This is my silver cornet.
Extra value is what you get when you see Scott's
silver cornet.
Silver cornet.
Well, I don't want to blow anybody away.
This reed is not wet.
I've been working on my embouchure. I don't know. Would you like to hear a chromatic scale? That's it. That's all.
I cannot compete with a music major. This was only middle school.
Well, we're talking about 120 years ago, David. So I'm working on my embouchure because I could not really play this much in Philly.
Oh no, there's no way. You couldn't compete with your neighbor's dog in Philly.
Oh, I can get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and toot my horn now.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Where are all the band nerds out there?
The
Come on
band
now.
nerds.
All right, David. I'm looking for good things from you on that clarinet, so I'm glad that you got a hold of it.
I am too. I was excited.
Good for you.
That was the one item I was looking for, and I found a gentleman in the middle of the field, and there was a clarinet. He had several instruments. I'm like, please tell me in that case you have a clarinet. And he goes, I have your clarinet in this case.
How are the pads?
The pads are great. They're refurbished. It came with of course, the metal to hold the reed, but I purchased. This is going to make it sound better. This is made of leather, so I'm going to replace this with the leather one, and it's going to have a little bit better sound.
Yeah, you won't squawk as much.
Right, and it's just going to take some practice. I'm going to learn my scales again.
Very good.
Drive Tammy nuts.
Good.
Maybe I'll serenade her on Valentine's. Who knows?
Well, you better start practicing because you got less than 24 hours, my friend.
I'll wake her up Valentine's with a G scale. I don't know.
David, I don't have the date in front of me. Do you know the date of the next Two Chaps live sale?
I do not, but I will look right now. It's going to be the Monday following your first sale of the month.
March.
So you're March 6th. So we will be together March 13th.
On your channel.
On my channel, correct. So make sure if you want to catch us, subscribe, because we're going to try and make it subscribe only to keep out these crazy little computer bots that are out there that are trying to be menaces and that like to disrupt sales. So we try to keep it with those that are subscribed and followers only. So
well, thank you everyone thank you, Karen and Vinny. We really can't do this without our moderators, and we're so glad that thank you to everyone who came to bid. Thank you to everyone who's just out there watching because you just want to watch. We appreciate that so much. And we will keep your eye on my channel and Uprising Texas so that you don't miss anything. I'll see you. Is today Monday? Yes.
Today's Monday.
I'll see you a week from tonight on my channel for a live sale. And tune into David and Tammy for their Wednesday night live sale. Yes, this week.
Tammy will have a chat and a sale, I believe, a chat Tuesday, tomorrow, with Martha. She will also have a sale Wednesday afternoon with Martha, and then later Wednesday night, Tammy and I will be together for our normal sale at Wednesday. So that will be 7 p.m. Central.
Very good. I'm also participating in a drop sale with the trusty huckster Mercantile. That's my friend Patrick, and I'm going to be working on that. I'll get that up there so you can see it, and just a lot of fun stuff, and we're so glad you're watching. Okay, that's it.
Thank you very much, everyone. Glad you could join us.
Very good. David, you hang in there for a minute, and I'm going to hit the so long, farewell, wait for the cat. Bye, folks. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.